that you never had.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the EPF YouTube channel. We are live from Pilsen, Czechia for the 2025 European Equipped Powerlifting Championship. This will be the second flight of the day and the second flight of the open part of this championship. My name is Alexandre Naudin and I'm here joined by Ivan Erasen.
Hello Alex, it is a pleasure to be here. We've had some pretty interesting battles this morning and we're looking forward to having some more in the afternoon.
We have two weight classes, the 57s on the women's side and the 83s on the men's side. 6 57s and 7 83s. More of a shorter flight, and apparently one of the 57 did not come or didn't make weight because it's a 5 women group that we have right now on the screen, Razem.
That is a fairly small group. I believe that is the smallest group you can have without having the additional time at the end.
I think it's going to be very fast paced for the lifters. They're going to be in and out of reps. It's going to be a struggle to predict how they can perform on the day with that kind of speed. But still, they need to perform. We're going to have great battles for both medals in the movement and the title overall in the 57 kilo class. The first one to open will be Andreea Vasilescu from Romania. 182.5 loaded by the spotters. They've been great so far. Easy to predict and very safe for our lifters. So obviously we thank them a lot. A great spotting crew. And the bar is loaded.
Let's give a round of applause as the first lifter in this afternoon session. There we go.
Apparently the rack height is wrong for that first lift.
Seems like the rack height was wrong.
It is now corrected, but the clock has not been reset, so it must have been an error from the lifters. 20 seconds to receive the squat command. And she does so.
And that seems like a solid first opener, but unfortunately not deep enough. 2 red lights for depth. And I have to apologize, ladies and gentlemen, I was wrong. The minimum group size is 6 lifters, so with 5 lifters we will be having an extra minute of rest after each round, so that lifters have at least 4 attempts plus a minute to recover. They will definitely need it.
I'm gonna be honest, I thought it was 4, so. Now into Emma Goodwin from Great Britain, 190. Nominated fourth, though outside the podium, but very much in a fight with Mudzinska that will open later on for that third podium spot.
Oh, and that is quite hard. She battles it up.
An opener that moves like a third, but 3 white lights say good lifts.
Oh, she has a squat on the board, but that was very heavy for an opening attempt.
Yeah, that looked worrying for an opener.
Blanca is opening at 195.
Maybe she can clean up something technically on her second and add a couple kilos, but that looked very heavy.
Hopefully. Now into Blanka Botonkova from Czechia, 195. Hoping for an easier opener than the previous one. Oh yeah, that looked much better. It's gonna be 3 white lights. She's on the board with no troubles.
That is how an opener should move.
The bar is loaded. Carolina is opening at 200 kilos.
Opening with 200 kilos is Karolina Motzinska from Germany. Like I said earlier, she's nominated in 3rd position, but not safe at all. Very careful walkout, settling, extending, and now receiving the squat command. Struggling to go to depth, but manages to do so in the end.
She was down there for quite a long time and still could not reach adequate depth according to 2 of our referees.
We'll have a look at the replay, but keep in mind, this is the angle from which she receives a white light, and it is not the most convincing one, I must say.
The bar is loaded.
So no lifts.
Susanna is opening at 200.
And the last opener of this group belongs to Susanna Kula from Poland, 215. Forecasted with 551. That's on the basis of openers. She could be surpassing the 600 kilo mark in total. The clear favorite of the class.
Oh, and another very heavy opener. It's 3 white lights, but once again, this is not how you want your opening attempt to move.
There's some aggressive call being made here. Multiple openers looking harder than what we are used to seeing.
And now we should have an extra minute before the spotters start loading up the bar for the next lifter.
And I think the chief referee is saying that we need to add 1 extra minute of rest for these lifters. But apparently the table got that down. 20 seconds, the clock is ticking. But I think the Romanian team was not aware that this was going to happen. The lifters was in wraps like already 1 minute ago. Must start to hurt. And now the bar is loaded for Andreea Vasiliscu from Romania, retaking 182.5. One of the 2 lifters we are missing on the board.
So since there are only 5 lifters, we will add an extra minute for them to rest after each round.
Come on. Oh, it's not going up. The first one red lighted, the second one unable to lock it out. Back to back no lifts for the Romanian.
That spells trouble for the Romanian with 2 misses. Let's hope she can get it on her third attempt.
We've seen that scenario in the bench press, but not so much in the squat. So fingers crossed she can pull off a magic trick. Now Emma Goodwin from Great Britain jumping 5 kilos to match her personal best. Come on. How about the lights on that one? No lift. I saw that one coming, unfortunately.
Yeah, her first attempt was so heavy, she had to cut depth on this one. And it just isn't enough.
Such a difficult opener takes a toll on your mentals. And then it is hard to trust yourself to go to depth. You don't want to fight too much, especially on the second attempt. Turns out to be a no lift. Karolina Mutsinska from Germany hoping to go up by 5 kilos. She missed 200 for depth. Is that a risky move, Razem?
It is risky, but maybe the couple extra kilos help her reach adequate depth. With these suits, it's usually really hard to get deep enough if the suit is super tight, and we can see on her shoulders she even sewed the straps of the suit to be even shorter to make the suit even tighter. So maybe the couple extra kilos help her.
Let's hope for a better outcome. I think she made the adjustment, but is that properly locked out?
Unfortunately, a red light from the center referee and a blue from the right side.
So depth is signaled by the chief referee with that red, and that yellow is for a lack of lockout. She was not standing upright. Her hips were not properly locked out, so still a no lift. The Romanian and the German yet to be on the board, with only one more squat to go. And the jury has overruled to a good lift.
Well, that means she is on the board. She's going to be very happy about that.
Mazinska on the board with that 205. And now Blanka Bartonkova from Czechia also attempting 205, but a bigger jump of 10 kilos.
Well, from what I remember, her opener moved fairly well. And this one is harder, but I think it's a very reasonable second attempt. There's 3 white lights and a good lift.
She's pacing very well. I think she can add maybe 7.5 onto that.
Yeah, that would be a very reasonable jump. And we are already into the record territory.
Yeah, with Susanna Kula from Poland. Bar is loaded for what is a European record attempt, 223.5. That would be a new personal best for her in competition. But if that's a second attempt, you would think that this is something she's already done in training, right?
I would presume so. And it's an 8.5 kilo personal best.
Already attempting to break records in the second round of squat.
Let's see if she can do it. Behind seems too heavy.
Yeah, it looked like strength. We'll have a look at the side angle on the replay to see if something went wrong, but I couldn't quite see anything.
before we start the
Technique
round
looks
3.
fine. It just looked like strength here.
Yeah, I would agree.
So that closes out the second round. Obviously, in the lead is Susana Kula with 2:15. Second position, as we speak, Blanka Bartonkova. And in provisional bronze, Karolina Motsinska. We have third attempts ranging from 182.5 to Susana retaking 223.5. But still, we are missing the Romanian on the board.
Yes, you can
Andrea
come up
Fatselescu
to
is yet
round
to
3
have
here. It's
one
Andrea
attempt.
Vasilescu of Romania.
She's gonna retake 182.5 one last time. Hopefully, she can make it count. It was
Hell,
not so long ago that she missed it on strength.
Bar
In the
weight
first
is
round, she missed it for lack of depth.
222.5 kilos.
Is
She
third
is his weight
time the
now.
charm here.
She has 2
well, let's
Olympic
hope
spots
it
on the
is.
board.
Otherwise, she will not be able to continue in the competition. And from the looks of it, she would like to, as she is
The
in the
bar
game
is loaded
for at
for
least a
Andrea
deadlift
Vasilescu. She
medal.
really needs a squat. Let's have her get it. Come on.
Hoping for a reaction now from the Romanian.
Come on, Andrea. You got this one.
Tighten up the straps. And clench your jaw, make the effort. Go as far down as you need and push back up. One last attempt for Andrea Vasilescu. Fingers crossed. It's time. That looks high.
Going up.
That looks high from afar, but
She's building up. Let's see what
oh, a
happens.
bit of
Stay here.
suspense.
Waiting for the referee lights, and it's a 2 to
2 to
1.
1. She's not safe yet. We're gonna have a look at the replay.
Next
And that
event,
angle is the one
event
from
number
which she
2.
receives the red lights. We're paying attention to jury. They are looking at the replay, discussing it as we speak. They'll need to be unanimous if they want to overturn the decision. It doesn't seem to be the case. I think the Romanian is safe.
I think she is safe from the expressions on the faces of the jurors. I don't think they are in agreement about overturning the lift.
Still discussing it, but without unanimity, they
The
won't be
bar
able
is
to overturn
loaded
it.
for Emma from Great Britain.
Still discussions going on, but for now we are looking at Emma Goodwin from Great Britain re-attempting 195, a 5 kilo jump that she missed in the second round of squats.
I wonder who thought of the technique that they hang off the back of their coach as they go onto the platform.
It's not there
No
Yeah,
today. No lift for Emma Goodwin. 1 for 3 in the squat event.
It is approved.
just
Next
too
number
heavy.
Karina
So she
Motsinska.
misses out on the squat podium. 3 more attempts before we head on to the 83 kilo men's group.
Come on, Karina.
We have Karolina Motsinska,
Well done from previous
who was
attempts.
saved by the jury in the second round. She's going up 5 kilos, make it 210. That would be a 2.5 kilo personal best in competition. Let's see it. It starts with a good walkout.
She's only got 10 seconds remaining to receive the command.
It's going to be difficult to beat the buzzer. 4 seconds, 2, 1. Oh, she receives it on the last second. Wow.
What a battle, wow!
Oh, she's not going to be able to lock it out, I think.
That is unfortunately a no lift, but what a fight! It is a rare moment to see someone recover from basically sitting in the hole with 210 kilos on their back for a few seconds.
A tippable effort, but a no lift. She stands on 205. Also 210 for Blanka Bartonkova from Czechia. 2 for 2 so far in the squad event. Guaranteed silver medal. Bit of trouble on the way down.
And simply just too heavy. And we have one more lift remaining in round 3.
It's going to be Susanna Kula from Poland. She's going to take another shot at the European record. 223.5. She missed it during the second round on what looked like strength. But we've seen lifters regain, and when there's a record on the line, you tend to find another gear. Why not, Susanna? Why not? To write your name in the record books. But it starts with the best setup possible. An activated back. Settle quick, preserve some energy.
Oh, and she seems to have just a bit of trouble in the walkout. Let's see this. Come on! And
Just not here
not
today.
there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will be 6 successful attempts out of 15 in this round. Welcome to Equipped Powerlifting.
Not the best stat, but still.
Fortunately, all of the athletes with at least one successful attempt.
Exactly what I wanted to say. So squat podium in the 57s with 205. The German Karolina Motzinska takes squat bronze with the same best attempt but lighter on body weight. The Czech Blanka Bartonkova walks away with squat silver, and with the biggest squat in the 57 kilo class, 215, Susanna Kula from Poland takes squat gold. The lightest lifter of the group takes squat gold. Moving on to the 83 kilo men's, we have openers ranging from 200 to 295. And we have open lifters and one master in this group of 83s. The European M1 record is 335 and the European Open is 375.5. Andrei Nicolai Irimi from Romania, 200 kilos. That was smooth. Was that deep enough? Yes. 3 white lights.
Very solid opener there for the Romanian.
Next out is the Czech Milan Seman. Bar is loaded. 250. He's 30 years old. He's been competing since he was 15. A lot of experience under his belt. How does that translate to the platform?
And that looks like a lovely opening attempt for Zeman. 3 white lights.
And that looked just about perfect.
Opening at 270.
Now the Lithuanian Sipas opening with
The bar is
270
loaded
kilos.
for
That would be a
Chivas.
match personal best.
Very explosive out the hole. Let's wait for the lights. Unfortunately, not
Upgrading
deep
of
enough.
weight to red light
That's what I
format.
was afraid of. But he seemed
Next
to have
speaker,
plenty of
Team
energy
Loeb coming
to
out.
try and do it on the second try here.
But in that
The
case, with
bar
three
is
reds,
loaded.
the referees on the platform are
Loeb
unanimous. The jury
opening at
cannot intervene.
270.
Same opening weight for Valentin Kolev from Bulgaria, 270. A bit less snappy, but will that one count? Yes, three white lights, and I would much rather have that as an opener
Next out
than the
from
previous one.
Sweden, Linus
Absolutely,
Hedberg.
and he still seemed fairly comfortable with the
285.
weight. I'm sure he has plenty of room to build up to his second and third attempts here.
The bar is loaded for Linus.
Bars loaded for the Swedish Linus Hedberg, 285, announced as the favorite of the class. That looked pretty good to me. How about the lights? 2 to 1, a good lift. But
Depth call from the left hand side referee. We'll
Next
see
out
from their
from Denmark,
perspective.
Kent Flaten.
Seems just about enough from my angle, so
The bar is loaded.
the jury seems to agree with you. The last two openers. We now have Kent Flatten from Denmark on the platform, opening with 285. That's very close to his PB of 287.5. He's the M1 of the group.
I think he's the M1 and one of the favorites for the podium here.
Yeah, on prognosis, it was just 15 kilos behind Linus Edberg. That's pretty much one jump. Will that be enough to convince the referees? 2 to 1, a good lift, but it was not deep enough according to the chief referee.
Next speaker out is
Well,
William
usually when you get the lights,
Esposito.
the white lights from both the side referees, they have a somewhat better view. I think that should be just inside the threshold for depth there.
Keep in mind, they
The
are
bar is
very
loaded
much
for
closer than we
Bulgaria.
are, and they have different angles in the jury, so they are making the
295.
best decision possible according to the rule book. Stravko Petrov from Bulgaria opening with 295, the last opener of the 83 kilo class.
And that is a very comfortable looking opener. 3 white lights.
It's a good lift.
And
Three
Mr.
white
Petrov
lights.
has a lot of room to
One
grow.
kill of squats and Romania's Nikolai
So all but one lifters on the board.
first out.
We're missing the Lithuanian Noyosipas. Other than that, everyone's on the board.
The bar is
Second
loaded.
attempts are in. They range from 220 to 300 kilos. Except for Petrov's ticket, who's yet to be announced. And now on the platform is Andrei Nicolae Remy from Romania, jumping 20 kilos from 200 to 220.
Still moving fairly nicely. It's a 2-to-1 good lift.
2 to 1. Next lifter out on the platform, Milan Seman of Czechia.
And judging by that angle, he should be pretty
Next is
safe.
Shipas, Kolev and Flaten.
Next out is Milan Seman from Czechia, jumping 15 kilos. That would be a
The bar
5
is loaded
kilo
for
personal
Czechia,
best with
Milan
265.
Seman. He's making a 15 kilo drop here from the opener, exceeding his current personal best by 5 kilos.
Once again, that looked like a perfect attempt. 3 white lights.
I would absolutely agree. No, no room for doubt in regards to depth. Great control throughout the whole lift and looking very strong here.
So that's a 5 kilo PB with a great margin for a third.
The bar is loaded.
Nothing to complain about there.
25.
Now Noyosipas from Lithuania, jumping 50 kilos after missing his opener. So from 270 missed to 285 now.
He seems to be very sure of himself.
You mentioned the explosiveness of his opener, but can he make it count? That looked less explosive, but a bit deeper.
And this time it is a 2-to-1 good lift. Still a no depth red card from the center referee, but as I've said before, usually when the side referees agree that it was deep enough, the jury will also agree with them.
Valentin Kole from Bulgaria jumping 15 kilos from 270 to 285. That's provisional squat bronze with a lot more squatting to go.
That was hard out of the hole, but somehow managed. Unfortunately, not deep enough. He's gonna have to go lower if he wants to get it.
And the way he drives his knees out makes it harder to judge depth. for the referees.
The bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded for Ken Flatten from Denmark. Jumping from 285 to 297.5. That's provisional squat gold.
That was a bit of work.
I'm gonna wait for the lights on that one. Yes, unfortunately, no lift. 2 red cards. And I think the ball almost dipped on the way up. So 2 things to pay attention to.
I think it just slightly cut depth. And then very, very close to a blue card, but
Yeah,
fortunately no lift.
depth was on the wrong side of the fence here. I don't think the jury's gonna make a case for that one. Moving on to Linus Hedberg from Sweden, jumping 15 kilos. That makes it 300 for his second attempt. This one's also for provisional squat gold.
Unfortunately, that was not deep enough. All 3 of the referees are in agreement, so there will be no jury intervention possible.
It was not far, but all of the referees picked up the same thing. The last squat of the second round with Stravko Petrov from Bulgaria. Jumping 12.5 kilos, that makes it 307.5. This is to extend his provisional squat gold position. That looks smooth.
That looked very smooth, and it's 3 white lights. Zdravko Petrov seems on fire today in the squat event. And if he can make up some more ground, he'll get very close to Hedberg to battle it out for the overall victory.
100%. So for now, Stravko Petrov leads the squad event of the 83s. He's being chased by Noyos Tsipas from Lithuania, and in provisional bronze medal position, Kent Flatten from Denmark. But judging by the attempts, there's going to be some shake-up in those rankings.
Oh, absolutely. And the interesting thing is, we have Petrov leading, and then we have 2 guys barely out of the juniors and 2 well into Master 1s battling it out for the squat medals here.
Battles of the generations here in the 83 kilo class in the squad events. Third round starting now with Andrei Nicolae from Romania. Back-to-back 20 kilo jumps from him.
Oh, I think he is not coming. There's 20 seconds left.
That is quite surprising. Why would you announce a 20 kilo jump and not come?
That is also surprising to me, but considering his personal best stands at 255, I think he might have some health issues, some injury issues he's dealing with, and they have just gotten a bit worse from the looks of it.
Yeah, maybe he would have lost many more kilos by attempting this one.
And yeah, to be honest, looking at his bench press, he's opening at 252.5. I think he's doing the squat and deadlift just to put up a total, and he's gonna be going for a bench press medal.
I think that medal should be gold if all goes well. Moving on to Milan Saman from Czechia, 272.5. That would be another personal best. He hit a 5 kilo PB in the second round. How about that one? He's still looking very technical. Can he manage to lock out? Yes.
He managed to stay with the bar, managed to stand up, and that is a great third attempt for Zeman.
Props to him. That was awesome. Bars loaded for the Bulgarian Valentin Kolev from what looks like a retake of his second attempt. Yes, he's retaking 285 after missing it. Showing his wrist wraps to the technical controller. The rule book says that they can only be 2 centimeters above the wrist joints.
He's gonna have to go a bit lower here.
I don't think he pushed his knees as far out as his second attempt, but still those two SEM red light from the left hand side referee and the chief referee. No lift.
That is unfortunate, but he's gonna stay in 6th position in the squad. And these next 3 competitors are gonna battle it all out for silver and bronze medal.
And the jury has overruled the previous lift.
Well, the jury has overruled, which means he is currently standing in squad bronze.
Bulgarian in squad bronze after a jury overrule. So now Kent Flatten from Denmark is going to retake 297.5. That would be for provisional squad silver. It was just slightly too high during the second round of squat. Can he squat a few centimeters lower? I'm not making any prognosis, just waiting on the lights. And it looks worse than the second attempt.
It looked higher. It moved faster, it moved way better, but it was also higher than the second attempt. To be honest, from my angle, it doesn't look that bad, but of course the referees have a much better view.
They have multiple angles and they are closer. Now Linus Hedberg, the other master one of this group, retaking 300 kilos. That would be for provisional squat silver. Another one of those athletes that just needs to squat slightly lower. Can he adapt on the day?
Wow, can he push through it? The depth looked better this time, but he just was not able to stand back up.
So 1 for 3 in the squat event for him, and no squat medals.
And that means that Petro and Sipas and Flatten will be very close on his tail.
100%. And to try and comfort a second position in the squat event, Noyus Sipas from Lithuania, jumping 17.5 kilos on what was already a personal best. That makes it 302.5. Will he be the second athlete to manage a 300 plus squat in this weight class?
It's huge power from the hole, but unfortunately not deep enough.
No lift for Nigeria. We have the last lifter in this group, and that is Bulgaria's
That's not
Petro.
that surprising.
He had some
By the
beautiful
looks of it,
squats
that
so
was
far.
high from every angle.
The bar is
But still,
loaded
he gets a
for
squat medal.
Bulgaria. He is coming up for 312.5
And
kilos.
one last squat before a quick 10-minute break. We have Zdravko Petrov from Bulgaria standing on 2 for 2 in the squat event, jumping 5 more kilos to 312.5. That would match his personal best in competition and extend the lead in the 83 kilo class. He now looks to be fighting for first position overall with Swedish Hedberg. Make it count.
Oh, it's a huge effort from the Bulgarian, and I think he's done it. It's 3 white lights, leaving absolutely no room for doubt, and a fantastic finish for Petrov of Bulgaria.
He maintained position so perfectly all throughout the squat. That was superb. So the squat podium for the 83 kilo class, collecting squat bronze with 285, the Bulgarian Valentin Kolev. With the same best attempt but lighter on body weight, the Lithuanian Nojosipas gets squat silver, and with quite a comfortable gap and a best attempt of 312.5, Zdravko Petrov, the Bulgarian, gets squat gold. We'll be back in just about 9 minutes for some bench press. See you then. Back in action from Pilsen, Czechia, the 2025 European Equipped Powerlifting Championships. We've just witnessed an eventful squat session.
I would say eventful, yeah. 5 lifters, 6 successful attempts, but everyone is on the board. That is what matters the most.
And as we speak, it is the Polish Kula Susanna in the lead with that 215. But I mean, she was the clear favorite. Everything can be changed though. We've seen even more eventful bench press session.
Well, it can hardly get much more eventful than that, but never say never.
We have openers ranging from 90 kilos, and they are gonna go as far up to 166.5, a world open record attempt.
Well, we've seen records attempted on opening attempts, and in certain cases it didn't go so well. Let's hope it goes well this time here.
And the first one to open is from Great Britain. It's Emma Goodwin, 90 kilos. It's gonna be 3 white lights. Not the most technical, but still a fine lift according to the standards. You can see multiple sticking points on the way up. She'll need to be careful with what she puts up for her second attempt. Bar is loaded for the Romania Andrea Vasiliscu, 100 kilos. Very clean eccentric. And she stayed in control all the way up.
A yellow light from the center referee.
What could that one be for? I'm trying to look at the chief referee to see if there's any sign language in the direction of the jury.
Oh, it seems like there was some head movement, but the hair kind of covers it up.
Moving on to Karolina Motzinska from Germany, opening with 125 after collecting squat bronze. Contact is made. Oh, and that looked hard for an opener.
And she really had to work for the lockout. It's 3 white lights, she's on the board. We'll see how much more she can lock out. The bottom part of the lift is not a problem.
Opening with 132.5 is Blanka Bartonkova from Czechia. That's 7.5 kilos off her personal best of 140. And she's taking a few seconds to explain how she would love her handoff to be. Some well invested time, especially with equipped bench press.
That is a super wide grip. 3 white lights.
We're gonna have a look at that on the replay. And I think that grip is not legal, but it won't be contested because she had three white lights, but we can see the ring on that left side.
It's opening at
That is true. I hope the referees
125.
are careful of that in the next round.
Because the widest grip you can get is the index fingers
German women's
covering the
record
rings. That was not the case
is
here, but it is so
166.
hard to pick up at full speed when you have to look at the head, the elbows, the bar touching the chest.
Absolutely. And she could still get just as wide of a grip. She would just have to twist her hands inwards
The bar
and
is
extend
loaded for
the index fingers to
Susanna
cover the rings.
Kula. Let's
That's what some of the
remember, total
Japanese
regular
super
depth.
benchers were known for.
And talking about super benchers, we have Susanna Kula from Poland opening on a world record 166.5. Her registered PB is 169, so that seems like a reasonable first attempt, but we'll never know with the quick bench press until we see it. We won't believe it. 166.5 for Susanna Kula. That first attempt is going to be unsuccessful. No lift for Susanna.
Trouble for Susanna Kula. Unsuccessful on her first try. She didn't miss it by much.
Maybe she'll just need to adapt to that stiffer pad, find the proper positioning, and correct what happened here in the second round. But she's the only lifter yet to be on the board, and she's the favorite of the class. Interesting storyline once again with that equipped bench press, Razem.
Absolutely. The storylines are interesting. We just hope they don't become tragic. And we have our extra minute ticking down.
So just so you know, if Susanna Kula manages one attempt, surely she's gonna get bench press gold. But for now, it is Botankova with 132 leading the bench press, followed by Munziska from Germany with 125. And we are seeing a very wide range of jumps from 2.5 to 7.5 in the bench press. 2.5 being the smallest increment you can make when it's not a record attempt. And the first one to present herself in the second round is Emma Goodwin from Great Britain, 95 kilos, a 5 kilo jump to match her personal best on the platform.
The bar is loaded for Emma Goodwin, Great Britain.
Oh, it's a fight. You can see her shake her head on the way up.
No
No
lift for Great
lift.
Britain.
Yeah, one side goes up, the other one does not want to.
Next lifter out
And
is Germany,
she'll
Andrea
have to have
Vassilescu
another go at it
from
for her
Poland,
second try.
102.5. The bar is loaded.
Bars loaded now for Andrea Vassilescu from Romania, only jumping 2.5 kilos. And you can see a way thinner belt than what you've seen in the squat event. This one's just to maintain the bench press shirt into position for it to get stretched out properly. Oh, it's a fight, but she manages to lock it out. How about the lights? 2 to 1, a good lift. Once again, a yellow light from the chief referee.
Next lifter out
Would that
is
one be for
Tanja
the head
Is
lifting off the bench once
Osinska
again?
from Germany.
Doesn't look like it. She slides, but it never lifts.
The bar is loaded for Germany.
Bar is loaded for Karolina Motsinska from Germany. 132.5, 7.5 kilo jump. Should she pass that one, she has a guaranteed bench medal.
Oh, it's looking better this time. She just needs to lock it out.
She's unable to do so, so we'll have to wait for the third round to see whether or not she gets a medal in the bench press.
Czechia Blanka Bartonkova is coming up next. 140 kilos on the
By
bar.
the looks of it, she should be fine. We're still questioning whether or not Susanna Kula will be on the board, but not Vasilescu and not Goodwin are trying to overtake her. Blanka Bartonkova jumping 7.5 kilos from 132.5 to 140. This would match her personal best on the platform. We're gonna have a look at that left hand on the replay. 2-1, a good lift, but lack of depth for the right hand side referee. And we can once again see the ring, and that should not be legal. And that right elbow signal by the right side referee is signal for lack of depth. It never went as far down as the middle of the shoulder.
I think she might be under scrutiny from the jury.
There are two fouls that it can intervene on. It is up to their discretion if they see it or not. For now, we are fully focused on Susanna Kula from Poland, reattempting 166.5, a world record in the bench press event. She missed on what looked like a technicality in the first round. Can she adapt?
Come on, Susanna.
That looks better. That looks much better. Did the bar dip here?
Let's see what it says.
Referees, no lift.
Unfortunately.
No lift.
So one blue for the bar deeping on the way up, but two yellows. That must mean something happened.
Of rest
Maybe
for
some
next
butt lifting off the bench.
Yeah, from the looks of it, I saw some movement in that area, so it might have been that, and she's in trouble.
She's in trouble. She's the favorite of the class, but she's yet to be on the board. So for now, it is the Czech Blanka Bartonkova in provisional bench goal with 140 kilos, followed by the German Karolina Motsinska with 125, and completing the podium Andrea Vasilescu from Romania with 102.5. That's interesting, and that also shakes out the final placings of that class. We'll have a look at that later on. Only 15 more seconds before we start the third round with Emma Goodwin. The athlete from Great Britain missed her second attempt. She's gonna retake it in that third round. She opened 190. It looked fairly hard for an opener. Missed 95, but there's a chance with the equipped bench press. If you use the bench shirt better, you get into a more optimized position. You get more tension from that shirt.
trying for the second time.
You can very much
5 kilos.
correct what happened in the second round. The bar
The
is
bar is
loaded.
loaded. Let's heat that up. No
That is
lift for
unfortunately a
Goodwin.
no lift for Goodwin. Still with a successful
Beautiful
bench on
technique.
the board. She is okay going into round 3.
Very successful.
And from the looks of it, she might be in contention for the podium if Kula cannot
The
get
bar
a
is
single
loaded.
bench press attempt in.
105 for Andrea Vasilescu from Romania, attempting her personal best on the platform.
No
No
lift for
lifts.
Romania.
So 2 for 3 in the bench
Next
press
attempt,
event.
we have 3
She
lifts
stands on
for women's
102.5, but that's good enough for a provisional bronze medal
semifinal.
position so far.
Germany. Lead attempt day 132.5. The bar is loaded for Germany.
132.5 for Karolina Munziska from Germany, reattempting what she missed on her second attempt. With more technique, this one could very much go up. She stays in control. It's going up. Can she lock out that right hand? No, she can't. It's a
Just
catch
loses
by the
control.
spotters.
Just loses control and no successful lifts in round 3 so far. And we have 2 lifts remaining. One will not change much. The other will change everything if it's successful.
She has a good lift so far today. Now she's going for 142.5.
Two more attempts before we move on to the 83s. You have 142.5 for Blanka Bartonkova from Czechia, who, depending on what happens to Susanna Kula, could be looking at multiple gold medals now in the class. Two to one, a good lift, but a yellow card from the chief referee.
Well
I
done.
have not seen anything, but that replay should tell us what happened.
Third
I
time
think it's the rings.
to try
The
to make
two
the
rings
world
are
record of
very clear to see here,
166.5 kilos.
and it's a technical foul.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope she gets away with it.
The chief referee stood up to talk to the jury, but nothing's happening so far. Moving on to a pivotal attempt. Susanna Kula from Poland taking 166.5 for a ride for the third time.
The bar is loaded
It's all or nothing. A world record attempt and staying in the competition, or disqualification.
The world record attempt staying in the competition and being in a very dominating position to take home the European title. So it's really all or nothing here for Zuzana Kula.
Come on, Susanna, don't do that to us. Opening on a world record, missing it twice. If she makes it happen here, that's crazy, but that's all we want to see. Come on!
Oh, it's looking better. I think she locked it out.
I hope I haven't seen some lifting off the bench.
And
And
that is
no
gonna be a
lift.
no lift.
The coach is rushing the jury, sorry, to see what happened. But signal for downwards movement on the way up and some butt lifting off the bench.
Yeah, I'm afraid that butt is pretty clear cut.
I mean, the rings we thought were pretty clear earlier, so that might not be that clear. Maybe it was just a slight part of the butt, not the whole butt. If she maintained points of contact, she should be fine. Discussion still going on. Those rankings are not yet determined. Some more discussions going on. We don't know who gets gold until the coach is sent off. They're still looking at it. And in the meantime, on the platform is Valentin Kolev from Bulgaria, opening with 160. That's the longest discussion with the jury I've ever seen, Razim.
Usually the jury sends the coach away pretty fast.
And one member of the jury is walking up to one of the side referees, asking whether or not that was for the butt lifting off the bench. They say that it was. Valentin is going down with 160, going up pretty smoothly, and the coach is sent off. So Susanna is indeed not able to register one single bench. She won't be getting bench gold, it goes to the Czech, and she won't be the champion here today.
That is a pivotal jury decision. And to be honest, I'm glad they took their time to really examine it.
Yeah, it was indeed very, very important to make the correct decision. They took their time, and I think they had it right. Moving on to the Lithuanian Noja Sipas, opening with 165. That looked pretty good. That looks solid. But 2-1, a good lift, but one yellow light from the left side referee.
It would usually indicate some sort of lift off somewhere. Let's see.
Oh yeah, with the impulsion of the leg drive, that butt is clearly up in the air, and the jury has overruled no lift for the Lithuanian. And with the jury discussion, I have not mentioned the range of openers. We're going it up as far as 252.5 in that first round of bench press, but for now it is 195 for Milan Simon, the Czech. That's a commending press command. 3 white lights, a good lift, and to be honest, I kind of like that when the chief referee gives a strong press command. It feels commending. It gives you a bit of extra power.
And also it is incredibly helpful to the lifter to clearly hear the commands. They need to be very audible so that there is no confusion from the lifter. and it also helps other referees judge whether the command was skipped or not.
Stravko Petrov from Bulgaria, 195 after collecting squat gold.
Three white lights, a good lift for Petrov. Seems to be in a great position here.
Linus Hedberg opening at 2:15, which is his personal best actually.
We have three more openers to go, and the following two are 2:15 for both Linus Edberg and Kent Flatten, the Swedish and the Danish. They went toe to toe in the squat event. Same thing going on in the bench press event.
Kom igen Linus.
Oh, and that is going to be a missed opener for Linus Hedberg.
Next lifter out,
To be honest, just seemed very heavy.
opening at 215. The bar is loaded.
Boys loaded with the same weight for the Danish Kent Flatten. Hoping for a different outcome than the Swedish. But we've seen in this championship so far multiple lifters not finding the proper positioning on their first attempt and getting the attempt on their second, so I'm not too worried for Hedberg. In terms of technique, that looked pretty good, but it looked pretty hard. Three white lights, a
It-
solid opener that looked like a third.
Yeah, it definitely didn't look easy.
Out is rooming
We'll see how much room there is to build up on that there.
Or there was maybe a corridor, but not a room.
so opening at 252.5.
Wise words from Alex.
Moving on to the last opener, Andrei Nicola Irimi from Romania, 252.5.
You don't often see people opening their bench press 50 kilos higher than their squat and deadlift, but this Romanian seems to just be built different.
Uh-oh, Razem.
No lift for
We might be in trouble.
three red lights there.
That does not only look like technique.
Two.
No, that looked like problems all across the board.
Coming up next.
He has a very particular feet setup with some internal rotation of the femurs, but a very wide stance. That's pretty unusual. Very specific to some benchers that are also specific to a bench pad. But this time it's more of a stiffer pad. Maybe it made for a difficult setup for him. So no lift, and that's the case for three lifters, Sipas, Hedberg, and Irimi yet to be on the board.
Let's hope they can adjust and get a bench press on the board in the next round.
Noya Sipas getting the chance to adjust right now, retaking 165.
Good
3
lift
white
for
lights, a
Team
good lift.
What is your goal now? Next
So
up, Team of
we are
Bulgaria.
relieved for the first
The
time.
bar
We
is
need to be
loaded.
relieved twice more.
And we have 170
Valentin Kolev,
kilos.
170, a 10
10
kilo
kilogram
jump.
jump is open.
That looked like a reasonable second attempt.
Yeah, very reasonable second attempt.
Good lift for Bulgaria.
It's 3 white lights, a good lift.
Shifting
Kola is gaining some ground. And with another jump like that,
200 kilos.
he'll be within reaching distance of the bottom positions in the podium.
Bar is loaded for Czechia.
Bar is loaded for Milan Simon from Czechia, only making a 5 kilo jump from 195 to 200. That's for a provisional silver medal in the bench press.
And unfortunately too heavy.
No lift for Czechia, unfortunately.
Gets it about 2/3 of the way up
Lifter out,
and just runs out of steam.
of Bulgaria. The bar is loaded.
The next bar is loaded. It is 202.5 for Zdravko Petrov from Bulgaria. This is to go from third to second in the bench press event for the time being. Come on.
Come on! Locks it out. That is a 2-to-1 good lift. Yellow from the right side.
2 to 1.
Let's see if the bot has left the bench.
Reattempting 200
Yeah, I'm afraid it has left the bench and the jury already overrules.
the previous lift.
That's going to be a no lift for Petrov.
Great reaction time by the media team providing us the right angle for the replay, and great reaction time from the jury here.
The bar is loaded for Linus Redberg.
And in this room there is a lot of people who know the rules very well. There is 3 referees, 3 jury members, a couple coaches, of course us the commentators, and then the media team, the silent partners behind the scenes who know every time which angle the replay needs to be from.
Let's see what the media team can provide us for Linus Hedberg from Sweden. He's retaking 215 after missing it in the first round. Come on.
Unfortunately just seems too heavy.
Not to be dramatic here, but I am worried.
And not to be dramatic is Harsh term for equipped bench.
105. The
Is it
bar
even
is
equipped
loaded.
bench if there's no drama?
Kent Flatten from Denmark, jumping 7.5 kilos from 215 to 222.5.
To be honest, this seems like a large jump considering how the first one moved, but he
I
wants to
agree.
cover some ground.
Come on. Oh, a struggle at lockout, and the spotters are catching it because it starts to dip. No lift.
Is Andrei Yrmi of Romania.
The last attempt of the second round for the Romanian Andrei Nicolae Ieremi. Did he open too heavy, or did he just not find the proper setup? 252.5 once again.
Let's hope he can make it this time. We have seen this way too many times in this competition.
Will he stay with Hedberg out of the scoreboard, or will he join the other 83s who have managed one attempt? It looks different.
It looks better this time.
I'm worried for a dip.
And that is gonna be 3 red lights.
Two blues for downwards movement, Rasim, and one yellow that must have been for some sort of lifting.
Well, I'm not sure how he could have lifted the butt with his legs being that far back and apart.
Maybe a huge glute contraction.
They would have to literally contract.
I mean, so for the time being, in the lead, Kent Flatten with 215. Provisional silver Milan Seman from Czechia, and provisional bronze Stravko Petrov from Bulgaria. Two lifters out so far, the Swedish Edberg and the Romanian Iremi. The medals could be thrown all around if these two manage at least one attempt. Third round starting now with Valentin Kolev from Bulgaria, 175, the three red plates.
Oh, and it's a big fight.
And his feet slips, the bar starts to
His
dip,
feet
no
slip.
lift.
And it also might be a carpet issue.
I mean, also with squat shoes, they're a bit slippery on the bottom. They're not as grippy as slippers. So, oh, these are not squat
No,
shoes.
those are deadlift shoes.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I think the Maniac carpets, I've seen it also in Malaga at the European Classic Championships. They can start to get slippery throughout the competition. There were a few lifters who struggle with that.
Let's see if Noyos Sipas can manage his third attempt. He's making a sizable jump from 165 to 177.5.
This will be a 10 kilo personal best for him. And it will swing him right into contention for the podium spots.
Come
Oh,
on!
it's a huge effort.
And it starts
Locks
to
out.
go down.
Yeah, just barely. He locked out the left side, but it unlocked back again.
It is hard to stabilize and lock out that kind of weight. 5 more attempts, and so far we had more misses than attempt made. Bars loaded for Milan Saman from Czechia, retaking 200 kilos after missing it in the second round. He's on the board with 195.
Maybe he is not coming after this. That's a
A
looker.
question mark. Is he
Not the
coming?
after that the time pass.
I'm looking at the back room. I don't see him. I don't think Milan Saman will be coming, Razim.
Yeah, it's 20 seconds remaining, and even if he comes out at this point, I don't think he'll have the time to set up. Which means we have a short break before the clock ticks down and the bar is loaded for the next competitor.
The 30-year-old decided to scratch out his last attempt to save some gas because he knows if the two lifters, Edberg and Ilimi, bomb out, the door is now open to grab something that was supposed to be out of reach.
Absolutely. If Hedberg does not make his third bench, the door is wide open for quite a lot of lifters to potentially reach the podium. And getting onto the podium in the 83 kilo open division at European Championships is no small feat.
Absolutely. He's on the board and he's in the lead. Stravko Petrov from Bulgaria reattempting 202.5. That looked better than his second attempt.
That looked a lot better, and this time is 3 white lights, and Zdravko Petrov continues his dominating streak here,
He's
just running away.
He's forecasted with 770 on the basis of his deadlift opener. He might cross the 800 kilo barrier.
Oh, it certainly looks like he will.
Only 3 more attempts for today. And that next one is for Linus Edberg from Sweden. Reattempting 215 once again. Can he find the answers to that bench press? Can he find the solutions to manage one attempt and stay in the competition? He opened on his personal best. That's a risky game. He has his destiny in his hands.
He just needs one successful attempt, and he has one chance left. He will be right up there fighting for the title if he gets it, or everything will be lost if he doesn't. This is a big moment for Linus Hedberg. And that is going to be a no. Linus Hedberg unable to get a bench press on the board, and one of our favorites for the title is gone from the competition. And the door is wide open for practically all of the athletes besides the Romanian grabbing a place on the podium.
The only thing Linus Hedberg can fight for now is a deadlift medal, but he won't be able to register a total in the competition. Now on to Kent Flatten from Denmark, retaking to 22.5.
Yeah, with Hedberg bombing out, this lift is so much more important for Flatten. He wants every kilo of advantage that he can get. And it's looking better this time, but unfortunately just cannot finish it out. That's gonna be a no lift, and we have one final lift remaining.
This one, I'm struggling to look at the screen. I mean, it's gonna be Andrei Nicolai Irimi from Romania reattempting 252.5 once again. bar is loaded, and a bit of support from the crowd because that silence was loud when the weight was announced for Andrei Nicolae Rimi from Romania. It's either bench press gold or he won't be able to register a total in the competition. Come on!
Oh, it looks a lot cleaner this time.
How about the lights? 2
It's
to
a
1!
2 to 1, but there's a yellow from the right hand side. I saw something move in the region of the buttocks.
We are taking a 10-minute break before the jury has overruled.
And the jury
And the
has
jury
overruled.
overrules it.
He's out of the competition. I didn't want to celebrate before seeing the replay, and now he is out. So, bench press bronze goes to Milan Saman from Czechia with 195. Bench press silver goes to the Bulgarian Stravko Petrov with 202.5. And bench press gold goes to Denmark and Kent Flatten with 215. We're gonna breathe a little, and we'll be back in 9 minutes for some deadlift action. And after a quick technical issue, a power shutdown, we are back live. You didn't miss a lot. Just a few openers. I tried to let you know what happened once the scoreboard is up. Only 3 openers have passed: the German, the Romanian, and the Polish. Now on the platform is Goodwin from Great Britain, opening with 180. That looked fairly smooth. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Next up, Czechia, Blanka Bartokova, and the bar is loaded. Opening at 180.
Also opening with 180 is Blanka Bartonkova from Czechia. Three white lights. Just like that, everyone's on the board, unfazed by this power shutdown. All of the 57s have at least one deadlift, but just to remind you, unfortunately Susanna Kula from Poland was not able to register one bench press. She is out of the competition, but still running for a deadlift medal.
She's still in with a good chance of a deadlift medal. We will be heading into the second round of deadlifts. Everyone who could get a total got one. That is a welcome sight to see here.
Absolutely. And now ready to enter the platform is Karolina Motsinska from Germany, jumping 10 kilos. She could be looking at a deadlift medal depending on what happens. So this wants to go from 5th to 3rd in the deadlift event. In total, she's trying to secure silver, and that one could very much seal the deal. Let's see it for silver overall.
There is a bit of work on the lockout, but I think she should be good there. And it's 3 white lights, a good lift.
And that's most definitely silver overall. I mean, Bartonkova has a 27 kilo lead over her, 22.5 kilo lead over her. And right behind her, Goodwin has a 40 kilo gap. So, I mean, that's a pretty sealed second position overall.
Yeah, things look pretty much determined, except for the battle who's gonna get the coveted bronze medal.
Susanna Kula from Poland jumping 7.5 kilos. That makes it 177.5. Hook grip with the thumbs covered by the other fingers under the bar. Unable to make it lift off the ground, no lift. That's surprising, to be honest, but with sumo the sticking point is really the ground or just slightly off the ground.
That is true, and also with the deadlift suit it is hard to get into the optimal position to start pulling, and even hard to hold that optimal position if the bar takes a long time to get off the ground.
180 for Andrea Vasilescu from Romania. That's a 7.5 kilo jump. This is for provisional deadlift bronze and bronze overall. think we've seen the bar dipped here. How is this one going to be judged? 2 to 1, a good lift to a no lift, sorry, two blues.
Next out,
We'll
Rick
see on the
with
replay.
a good win.
Just about here. The
The
bar
bar is
dipped
loaded.
slightly, but
Same for Emma.
it's pretty clear to see.
Just the slightest of dips and it costs you the entire lift. That is really unfortunate, but the lifts have to be performed to the technical standard.
Moving on to the British Emma Goodwin. Following the trend of 7.5 kilo jumps. That makes it 187.5 her second attempt. But her
And
grip gives up on the bar.
losing the grip at the very top. That is unfortunate.
Czechia coming up
Luckily,
next.
everyone has at least one deadlift.
For Blanca Bartokova. 190 kilos.
Bars loaded now for the Czech Blanka Bartonkova. A 10 kilo jump to try and solidify deadlift gold and now gold overall with the disqualification of Susanna Kula. Come on.
That looks like a pretty strong second attempt. Was worried for a second about the lockout, but it seemed good enough and it got the 3 white lights. And at this point, I think she is nigh uncatchable in the lead and will be crowned the European champion.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. These shoulders got my eye on the replay. It looks fine. She's well in the lead in both the deadlift event and the final placings. That 190 is going to be too hard to reach for anyone in the class. Provisional standings. Bronze medalist Emma Goodwin with 460, but being chased by Andrea Vasilevska. Other than that, the position are well decided. The German will walk away with the silver medal, and Bartonkova will be crowned champion. But with what total? That is still the question. We have a whole other round of deadlift to go. The clock is ticking. Time. And next out is Susanna Kula reattempting 177.5. It didn't break the ground last time around.
Maybe with just slightly better setup, slightly better start, Zuzana Kula can get it up this time.
The bar is loaded.
She looks determined to do so.
Come on, Susanna.
It breaks the ground. She finds the resources.
And
3 white lights.
that is 3 white lights for Zuzana Kula, finishing this competition off on a high note.
Coming up next.
Great bounce back in the deadlift session.
Going for 100.
And that is a provisional deadlift medal for Susanna Kula. She's now in bronze in the deadlift event.
She is provisionally in the bronze medal position with 2 athletes who can take it away from her.
And now a very important pool. We have Andrea Vasilescu from Romania reattempting 180. That would give her deadlift bronze, but more importantly, provisional bronze overall.
This is an important lift for Vasilescu. And this time it is 3 white lights. She is in bronze position provisionally. She has the bronze deadlift medal provisionally. Let's see if Goodwin will be able to answer.
No more changes for the next
in 2 lifts time.
A 5 kilo jump for Karolina Mutsinska from Germany. That won't change her final placing. She's second in the class, the vice champion of the 57s. But this is to try and go from 5th to 4th position in the deadlift event. Oh, it's not gonna move. There was, I think, a false start anyway. She tried a hip shot twice. Something weird happened here at the bottom. Let's have a look at that. First hip shoot, not correct. Second one, and then she couldn't break the ground.
That is unfortunate, but she will keep the silver medal position overall.
Bar is loaded for Emma Goodwin. This is the last pool to push up the rankings to try and grab that 3rd position in the class. She's second in the deadlift event. Right now, she's 4th in terms of final placings. Can she step onto the podium with that pull? She missed it in the second round because she lost her grip. She has the strength. Can she secure this rep? Mixed grip. A speed wobble at the top that might cost her a lot. 2-1, a good lift.
There was a blue light for the wobble at the top, and the jury will be definitely taking a look at that, and so will we right now. I am a bit afraid.
Let's not celebrate too early. The jury are still looking at it. And apparently they move on. So 195 for Blanka Bartonkova from Czechia. A 5 kilo jump for the champion of the class today. And 3 white lights. That makes for a 542.5 kilo total. And multiple gold medals for Bartonkova.
That was quite a showing, and she did really show.
A beautiful final pull. Bronze medalist in the deadlift, Andrea Vasilevska from Romania with 180. Deadlift silver, Emma Goodwin from Great Britain with 187.5. And deadlift gold with 195, Blanka Bartonkova. The podium final placings on the 3rd step, Emma Goodwin from Great Britain with 467.5. With 505, Karolina Mutsinska from Germany is the vice champion and crowned with gold. 542.5 is our total. Blanka Bartonkova from Czechia. We move on directly into the 83s, and we see the Romanian Irimi has scrapped out all of his attempts after bombing out in the bench press. And Milan Simon gets 3 whites for his easy opener at 230. Bar is loaded for Kent Flatten from Denmark, 232.5. On prognosis, Petrov is announced to be first, but right behind him it's a 3-way battle to see who gets to be vice champion between Flatten, Kolev and Sipas. Let's see what Flatten has in stores.
This is going to be interesting, and a lot depends on how this deadlift moves. Oh, and there was some trouble at the top for Flatten. It's a 2-1 good lift, but there was trouble at the top.
Opening with 255 kilos is the Bulgarian Zdravko Petrov, the favorite of the class. He took squat gold with 312.5. Took bench silver with 202.5. Is in a battle for a medal in deadlift, but more importantly, securing the total. Yeah, I think he does so. 3 white lights. That makes it 770 secured with 2 more attempts to go. Can he cross the 800 kilo barrier?
And we have 257.5 kilos on the bar.
Now on the platform is Linus Hedberg from Sweden, who unfortunately couldn't register an attempt in the bench press. He decided to compete for a deadlift medal.
And looking at how that moved, I think he has a pretty reasonable chance of a deadlift medal.
I agree, 3 white lights and great room for improvement.
Opening at 270. The bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded for Valentin Kolev from Bulgaria. 270 for one of the contenders for that vice champion spot.
Good lift
3 white
for
lights, a good lift.
next Lithuania Nojus Šipas, opening at 280.
The last opener goes to Noja Sipas from Lithuania, 280. That would secure him 730. This is provisional third position in the class and deadlift gold.
And this is big. If this moves well, he can take some big jumps. And it moves very well. He will be on the hunt for the podium positions overall. And nothing is decided yet in the 83 kilo category.
He's going for 245.
Going into round 2, we have Sipas leading the deadlift with 280, with Kolev in second and Hedberg in third. And on totals, Petrov with quite an advantage, but then very close together, Flaten, Sipas and Kolev battling it out for the podium.
It's a 15 kilo jump for Milan Saman.
Very reasonable second attempt. And a 15 kilo jump in the deadlifts at these higher weights, it's not unheard of. I mean, I've done it. And I'm not that strong, so...
He could be pacing for a PR that was just 5 kilos under his. Kent Flaten from Denmark, jumping 12.5 kilos. He's 6th in the deadlift event, but is looking at the title of vice champion.
Yeah, this will put him to a 745 total, with Sipas and Kolev finishing on 747.5 and 740 respectively if they make their second attempts. And this is 3 white lights, a good lift.
He's
for
doing his part
Flaten.
of the job.
Absolutely.
The bar is loaded.
Bars now loaded for Stravko Petrov from Bulgaria, jumping 10 kilos from 255 to 265. He would go from 4th to 3rd in the deadlift event. His first place in the class is already looking secured. That looks smooth.
Let's wait for the lights here.
So wait for the lights. It's a good lift
And it's
for
3 white
Bulgaria.
lights, a good lift.
But I think it's going to be a big ask for him to pull for 800. He'll need a 20 kilo jump.
He'd have to go to 85. I think that might be out of reach. But he certainly has a commanding lead in the category.
Linus Hedberg from Sweden, jumping 10 kilos to also try and grab a medal in the deadlift event.
And it's hard work on the lockout, but he powers through.
Good lift for Sweden.
That is a good lift for Hedberg.
Valentin Kolev and 285 kilos for his second attempt. Bars loaded.
Bars loaded for Valentin Kolev from Bulgaria, jumping 50 kilos from 270 to 285. That 15 kilo jump is a trend here. He's also pulling for provisional 3rd position overall and provisional gold in the deadlift event.
That is 3 white lights and a good lift for the Bulgarian.
That might have looked even more convincing than his opener.
I am certain he will be going for a podium position with his final pull. The question is whether he'll be risking it for 2nd or just trying to get a solidified 3rd.
If Flatten manages his 3rd attempt, 2nd looks kind of far, but why not? It's doable.
Well, it's a 15 kilo jump, it's 300 kilos, not so far away. And he has the bodyweight advantage over Flatten.
That's a great advantage. The last pull of the 2nd round, Nois Sipas from Lithuania. 17.5 kilo jump from 280 to 297.5. But that's not guaranteed deadlift gold.
That is a strong 2nd attempt. Pretty convincing from Sipas. And we are going into round 3 and we are already seeing our first attempt changes.
Yeah, attempt changes coming in. Coaches and athletes playing the game. But for now, in provisional deadlift gold, Noyus Sipas with 297.5, followed by Valentin Kolev from Bulgaria with 285, and Linus Hedberg from Sweden in 3rd with 267.5. The totals in 3rd as we speak: Glent Flatten from Denmark with 745, with 747.5, Noyus Sipas from Lithuania, and well in the lead, Stravko Petrov with 780. All of this subject to change with that last round of deadlifts, starting now with Kent Flatten jumping 5 kilos. That makes it 250 on the bar. This is for 750. Provisional 2nd position in the class, is not looking at a deadlift medal, just looking to solidify his position onto the podium.
And this is smart tactical play from the Danish team. They are just going to pip out for the 2nd place.
Oh, that looked like the right call.
There is 3 white lights, he takes the 2nd place. And now Kolev and Tsipas will have to choose whether they go for a secure 3rd place or try for 2nd.
Risk it for the biscuit, battle for the medal. That one isn't bad, right?
That one was pretty good. You upgraded the years old English saying.
The bar is loaded.
Bars loaded for Milan Simon from Czechia, 260, a 15 kilo jump. That one won't change. The rankings is in 5th position in the class. He would go from 6th to 5th in the deadlift event.
And just a bit too heavy for Zeman here. Our first miss of the round. Great lifting so far.
According to the stats and with the stakes, probably not the last.
We'll see Flaten has thrown his hat in the ring and hopes that Kolev and Tsipas will push each other too hard, fail their last attempts, and leave him the vice champion.
Bars loaded for the champion of the class, Zdravko Petrov, the Bulgarian, going for 275. It's a provisional bronze medal in the deadlift event with 3 more deadlifters to go after him. This is for a 790 kilo total. He stayed in control all the way through. Was that locked out enough? The answer is yes. 3 white lights, a 790 kilo total, and provisional bronze medal in the deadlift event for the champion of the class.
But of course, much more importantly, he will be taking home the title of the European champion.
Linus Hedberg, 277.5. Hoping to grab back that medal, steal it from Petrov, is trying to go from 4th to 3rd in the deadlift event. That's a guaranteed medal for the Swedish, should he pull this.
And that is going to be a no lift for Linus Hedberg.
So he walks away without a title and without a deadlift medal. Not the best day for the Swedish. Hopefully he can bounce back and we'll see him next year at the next European Championship.
Let's hope so, but now we have 2 lifts ahead of us, trying to decide the fate of the podium in the 83s.
Absolutely, Valentin Kolev from Bulgaria jumping 50 kilos once again to go from 285 to 300 kilos. This is to go from 2nd to 1st in the deadlift event and from 4th to 2nd position. A guaranteed podium on the line for the Bulgarian.
This is a brave attempt. He would have only needed 295 to get the 2nd place.
He believes in
to
himself.
And it's a huge battle. I think he managed to lock that out, but we'll have to wait for the lights. Here, a blue and 2 whites. That will be a good lift. And immediately an attempt change. He will surely be dropping it to 305. Of course.
The jury are having a look at it to judge whether or not that was supporting on the thighs. It's arguable on both sides, I guess. And the jury has overruled. The jury has overruled no lift.
The jury has
for
overruled.
Kolev.
And
So they're going to
bar
change the
loaded
attempt.
bar loaded has not been called yet, which means I think they can still change the attempt, and they have. They are changing the attempt. They are going for 300, I would believe.
That makes all the sense in the world. No need to pull 305. It's 302.5. He already has deadlift gold. He has already secured a podium, but he could be looking at the title of vice champion in the class instead of a bronze medal. This is only a 5 kilo jump for the Lithuanian.
And this is surely very much in the realm of possibility for Noyus Tsipas. 5 kilo jump for the title of European Vice Champion here.
I think he's done it.
It sure looks like it. And his 3 white lights. He takes the silver medal. And that is gonna wrap up the competition for today.
An unpredictable session for both the 57s and the 83s, Rasim.
Oh, absolutely. We have had some surprises. We had 2 of the podium or title favorites dropping out on the bench press, and very interesting finishes.
Deadlift podium, the Bulgarian Zdravko Petrov with 275 takes bronze. With 285, the other Bulgarian Valentin Kolev takes silver, and with 302.5, the Lithuanian Nojus Sipas takes deadlift gold. Final placings with 750, Kent Flatten from Denmark takes the bronze medal. Vice champion with 752.5 just edges out Kent Flatten. Nojus Sipas from Lithuania, and the champion with 790, Zdravko Petrov from Bulgaria. That was a great day. Tomorrow is the second day of the Open Championship, starting off at 11. So we'll see you then, I guess.
We'll see you then.
For their performance in this equipped European Championship in Pilsen, Czechia 2025. They will be given their participation medals. By Björn Åstad, President of ETF, and the meet director himself, start with the squat medals. In squat bronze, we have Germany's Karolina Mosinska with a 205 kilo squat. Squat silver, Czechia's Blanka Bartonkova, 205 kilo squat as well, lighter body weight. And squat gold goes to Poland, Susanna Kula, with a 215 kilo squat. Thank you very much, ladies. Well done. Moving on to the bench press medals. Bench press bronze goes to Romania and Andrea Vasilescu, 102.5 kilo. Bench press silver, Germany and Karolina Mosinska, 125 kilos. Bench press gold goes to Czechia's Blanka Bartonkova, 142.5 kilo bench. Thank you so much. Well done. We are moving on to the deadlift medals. In deadlift bronze, we have Romania's Andrea Vasilescu with a 180 kilo best attempt. Deadlift silver goes to Great Britain and Emma Goodwin, 187.5 kilos. And deadlift gold goes to Czechia and Blanka Bartonkova, 195 kilo. Thank you so much, ladies. Now for the total podium of the -57 category. Bronze medalist from Great Britain, Emma Goodwin, with a 467.5 kilo total. Silver medalist, Germany's Karolina Mosinska, 505 kilo total. And the European champion is Czechia's Blanka Bartonkova, with a 542.5 kilo total. Amazing job, ladies. I believe Björn has something to say. No? First, the national anthem of Czechia. Please, everybody stand up for the national anthem of Czechia. Congratulations, and well done. Now we give the word to the EPF president, Björn Astad, for a moment.
Thank you. The European Powerlifting Federation gave out the award for the best male and female lifter 2024 to the person that's been the best lifter in the European Championship and the World Championship. And in 2024, this award goes to Kula. Susanna Kula, please come from.
Thank you very much, Björn, and congratulations. Give the ladies a big round of applause as they exit the platform together with the technical controller. And we will get ready for the prize ceremony of the men of -83. You have done great, guys. So now for the men of 83 to get ready. Welcome in the men of -83 kilo category. Give them a big round of applause. The men of -83 open category in this European Championship in equipped powerlifting. They will be given their participation medals by Sandro Rossi. We are starting with the squat medals for these guys. Squat bronze goes to Bulgaria's Valentin Kolev, 285 kilo squat. Squat silver to Lithuania's Nojus Chipas, also 285 lighter on body weight. And squat gold goes to Bulgaria and Sradko Petrov, 312.5 kilo squat. Thank you so much, guys. Moving on to the bench press medals. In bench bronze, we have Czechia's Milan Seman with a 195 kilo best bench. Bench press silver to Bulgaria's Sratko Petrov with a 202.5 kilo best bench. Bench press gold goes to Denmark and Kent Flatten, 215 kilos. Thank you so much. Well done. We are moving on to the deadlift medals. Deadlift bronze goes to Bulgaria and Zdravko Petrov, who pulled the 275 kilo deadlift. Deadlift silver, Bulgaria, Valentin Kolev, with a 285 kilo deadlift. And deadlift gold goes to Lithuania's Nojus Šipas, with a 302.5 kilo deadlift. Well done, gentlemen. For the total podium now, bronze medalist is from Denmark, Kent Flaten, with a 750 kilo total. Our silver medalist today from Lithuania, Nojus Šipas, 752.5 kilo total. And the European champion of the minus 83 kilo category is Bulgaria's Zdravko Petrov, with a 790 kilo total. Please all stand for the national anthem of Bulgaria. Congratulations, guys, you have done amazing today. Give them a big round of applause as they exit the platform together with the technical controller. Congratulations for your participation in this European Championship.